Hi, I'm Toyya Braskey from Galveston, Texas. My Facebook page is Galveston Psychic Paranormal Researcher. If you don't know my history, I used to be an EKG technician, actually an EKG specialist in cardiology at UTMB. I also worked in ICU as a cardiac telemetrist, meaning I was the person who was watching 40 to 60 patients and interpreting their cardiac rhythms. I was also the person who documented their death when they flatlined. So I've seen a lot of death. I've been around a lot of death. I've worked in hospitals. I also worked in a prison hospital where, as a correctional officer, I had to stay in the room while prisoners were dying and document their death and do death packets. So I have a lot of experience with seeing hundreds and hundreds of people die. And what I want to tell you about every one of those deaths is almost in every case, the veil would open, and almost every one of these patients at the end of their life, right before their death, if they were lucid and awake, did begin to see spirits. And they would vividly begin to stare into the ceiling at a corner of the room as if they were having a full conversation with spirits that were coming to pick them up. It was beautiful to watch because, as a person who understands that spirits are real, I always knew that I was standing there, right there in the presence of these wonderful beings that were coming to take someone home. It was beautiful. And I want to tell you that that's going to happen almost to everyone. I've only seen very rare cases where either people were too sick to be awake and lucid, or they were in a coma or something like that where they weren't able to be alert and see these spirits. But some beautiful things that people have told me is even when their loved one died, that they were able to sit in the hospital room and witness the very same thing where the patient was dying, or their husband or their brother or their sister, and suddenly their loved one would begin to talk about things like, there's a person in the room, do you see them? Oh, there's my pet that died 10 years ago. And it is a real phenomenon. It is not the result of drug interactions. It is not just the dying brain. These spirits are real. They do come to pick you up. They do come to escort you into the afterlife. So I hope you enjoyed that story. Thank you very much. Bye.